Income tax. Your paycheck, your freelance money, your side hustle, the government takes a cut from all of it. That's income tax. But they don't take the same percentage from every dollar. They break your income into pieces. The first piece gets taxed the least, just 10%. The next piece, a little more, 12%. The more you make, the higher the percentage goes on each new piece. The highest is 37%, but that only hits if you're making over $609,000. The thing people always get wrong, they think if they're in the 22% bracket, that means they're paying 22% on everything. That's not how it works. Only the money in that piece gets 22%. The money below it is still taxed at the lower rates, so you always pay less overall than whatever bracket you're in. One more thing, most states take their own income tax on top of the federal one. California takes the most, over 13%, but states like Texas and Florida take nothing. So where you live matters a lot.
Payroll tax. Before your paycheck even reaches your bank, there are two more cuts taken out: Social Security and Medicare. Social Security takes about 6% from your check. Your employer pays the same 6% on their side. This money goes into a fund that pays retired people and disabled people. Medicare takes about 1.5% from you, same from your employer. This pays for health care for people 65 and older. If you work for yourself, you're a freelancer, you drive for Uber, you run your own business, you pay both sides, your share and what an employer would normally pay. That's about 15% right off the top. This is why self-employed people always feel like they're getting crushed by taxes. They literally pay double.
Sales tax. You grab a $10 meal at a restaurant. The bill comes to $10.90. That extra 90 cents is sales tax. You see it every time you buy almost anything. This isn't a federal thing. The federal government doesn't charge sales tax. It's your state and your city adding it. And every state is different. Some charge almost 10%. 5 states charge nothing at all: Oregon, Montana, Delaware, New Hampshire, and Alaska. What's taxed is also different everywhere. Most states don't tax groceries. Some do. Some tax clothes, some don't. It's honestly a mess, and it just depends on where you live. The rough part about sales tax, it hurts people with less money more. If you're spending everything you earn just to live, a bigger chunk of your money goes to sales tax. Someone making way more money who saves and invests most of it, they're barely feeling it.
Property tax. You buy a house. Congratulations. Now you pay property tax on it every single year for as long as you own it. It never stops. Your local government looks at your house, decides what it's worth, and charges you a percentage of that value every year. On average, across the country, it's about 1%. But it's totally different depending on where you live. In New Jersey, a $400,000 house costs you about $8,800 a year in property tax. In Hawaii, that same value house costs about $1,200 a year. Same house value, thousands of dollar difference. This money pays for your local schools, your roads, your police, your firefighters, pretty much everything your town does. And if you rent, you're still paying property tax. You just don't see it. Your landlord adds their tax bill into your rent.
Capital gains tax. You buy a stock for $1,000. It goes up to $5,000. You sell it. You made $4,000 in profit. The government wants a piece of that profit. That's capital gains tax. The big rule is simple. How long did you hold it? If you held it for less than a year and sold it, you pay a higher tax rate, basically the same rate as your regular income tax. If you held it for more than a year, you get a much lower rate. Most people pay just 15% instead of their normal rate, which could be 22 or 24% or more. That difference adds up fast. On a $50,000 profit, holding for more than a year can save you $4,500 or more in taxes. That's why people always say don't sell too early. This applies to everything:
stocks, crypto, real estate, even art. The one big exception is your home. If you sell your home and make a profit, the first $250,000 in profit is completely tax-free. If you're married, the first $500,000 is free. That's a huge deal.
Estate and gift tax. When someone dies and leaves behind money or property, the government can tax it before the family gets it. But this only matters if the person left behind more than $13.6 million. Married couple, over $27 million. So for 99% of Americans, this tax doesn't apply. It's really only for very wealthy families. But if it does apply, the rate goes up to 40%. There's also a gift tax. You can give anyone up to $18,000 a year as a gift. No tax, no paperwork, nothing. Go over that amount and you have to report it. Some states have their own version of this tax with much lower limits, starting as low as $1 million. So even if you're fine with the federal government, your state might still take something.
Excise tax. This is the hidden tax nobody talks about. It's already baked into the price of things you buy every day. Fill up your gas tank. There's about 18 cents per gallon in federal tax plus whatever your state adds. California adds over 50 cents per gallon. You never see it on the receipt. It's already in the price. Buy cigarettes. There's a $1 federal tax per pack plus state taxes. In Connecticut, the state adds over $5 per pack. Alcohol, airline tickets, even tanning salons all have these hidden taxes baked in. The government puts these taxes on things they either want to pay for specifically, like gas tax paying for road repairs, or things they want people to do less of, like smoking and drinking.
That's all 7. Income tax when you earn, payroll tax for Social Security and Medicare, sales tax when you buy, property tax when you own, capital gains tax when you profit from selling, estate tax when wealth passes on, and excise tax hidden in everyday prices. The average American pays about 25 to 30% of their income in total taxes when you add everything up. Now you know exactly where all of it goes. Subscribe. We make every complicated American topic simple.